I have no idea where this story is going to go. I've been given the prompt from AriBabble for Mythical Flying Crab as a channel point redemption for Storytime. So let's begin as one ought at the beginning. This story is going to rely a bit more on science than the previous ones have, in that the concept of carcinization is that everything eventually becomes a crab. Nature has determined that the crab is the perfect life form. You know, it's a crustacean, comes with armor, it comes with built-in weapons, it can swim, it can hold its breath for ungodly lengths of time, it can dig, some can climb, some look like coconuts. So many years from now, when life on our planet, primate dominance or not, inevitably becomes oops all crabs, obviously there's going to be a lot of competition between the crab species as to who should inherit the earth from the inferior life forms who ruled it before. And as nature often does, competitions arise. Food, shelter, resources in general, things of that nature. And in the words of, I believe George Herbert Spencer, I think it was, survival of the fittest was in full effect. And some years it looked like one crab species was going to win, and some years it looked like another crab species was going to win. But ultimately, because the crab is the perfect life form, evolutionarily speaking, it was a stalemate. No one species was winning. And the crabs looked around and went, we've conquered the sea. We've conquered the land. There is only one last thing to conquer. And the crab who can take that, who can conquer that, who can make it their own, is the one crab that we shall worship as the greatest crab of all time. And with a terrifyingly, unsettlingly loud sound of eye stalks snapping backwards to look up, every crab in the planet at the same time looked to the skies and went, I shall conquer you. Now some large crabs, quite large crabs, looked to the machines that they had found, the rusted, wrecked hulks of machines left over from inferior species who had once tamed the skies, and attempted to resurrect them. Unsurprisingly, a cockpit designed for a bipedal creature with opposable thumbs, particularly ill-suited for, I believe, crabs are crabs have 10 legs, I think, for a decapedal creature with two pincers. And their efforts were less successful than they would hope. Other crabs decided to try and reinvent flight from first principles. They studied what they could of the skeletons of birds and other flying creatures, but without soft tissue, it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on. And crab scientists, they've never really needed to know physics and the principles of aerodynamics before, so they may have got there eventually, but that is not how the story ends. It does not end in powered crab flight. It ends with the smallest crab of all. Think the tiniest crab you've ever seen. Usually find them at the beach. Sometimes their shells are transparent. You can see through them. I can't remember what to think of the right word right now. And they generally either run or hide the minute they're like, oh crap, a person. Or oh crab, a person, if you will. And they knew they weren't going to win. Like, the whole lot of them knew that the bigger crabs were going to win. One of them was going to take the sky and make it their own, and their one shot at glory they were singularly ill-suited for. But one of them, one teeny, tiny crab, looked at what was happening and plotted and schemed and figured out how a crab of their stature could be the best crab of all time, could be the one crab all other crabs emulate. And they shared this knowledge with a select few, with their family, knowing that they themselves would not do it because crabkind was too far from flight. But they knew that with enough patience and enough time and generations, they would be there. They would be that crab. Many generations pass, and evolution does what evolution does. Eventually, one crab emerges with proto-wings. And all of the other crabs look at them. And they go, They shall be our leader. They shall be the greatest crab of all time. We have been trying for years to fly, but they shall be the ones to do it. And the tiny crab, the family, still quite small, because the crab is tiny, they know what to do. They watch, they wait. More generations pass as the proto-wings become fully fledged wings capable of limited flight. And the tiny crabs start plotting in earnest. They start paying more attention. They hone all of their efforts into being in the right place at the right time to exploit the perfect opportunity. And the moment the first crab capable of self-powered flight spreads its wings, one of those tiny crabs jumps on its shell and is immortalized for all time as the crab who flew the highest. And that tiny crab was the crab they all followed. And that is the mythical flying crab story. I wish I could take credit for that, but there's a folk story about wrens, the bird, the teeny tiny bird, the wren, being an absolute trickster and doing something very similar. But hopefully you enjoyed my tiny crab interpretation of it, at the very least. One crab to rule them all, one crab to find them, one crab to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Exactly. Crabs are, like, horrifying, and the fact that nature decides that we all want to be a crab eventually is also horrifying. You did enjoy it, thank you. No worries, Ari. I know it was a bit different to what I've done previously, but I like to think that I'm a varied... I'm capable of more than just horror stories. Although the unironic yee-haw one was possibly the best thing I've ever ad-libbed. But I think that's it. So YouTube, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. If you haven't checked out the SCP or unironic yee-haw stories, they should be in the playlist with this one. So please check them out. If you did like this improvised story, please share it with people that you think might also like it. You know, it helps me out. And hopefully will bring a smile to their day too. I've no idea when the next one of these will happen. It's a large channel point redemption reward. So people don't always do them. And that's fine, because improvising a story during a stream or at the end of a stream, quite tiring. Regardless, please let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Please consider liking the video. Please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you get a chance, swing by twitch.tv/ComradeBubbles. If you like the designs this way, to my right, I guess left as you're looking, they're available in my merch store, the link of which is should be in the video description. You can queue up to 16 of them. I'm not surprised. You have a lot of points. That's also why I need to transfer my Pokemon Stadium rental randomizer save across, so that I can, you can inflict that pain on me also. Until next time, YouTube, please do stay safe, please do stay healthy, please do stay wholesome. Much love to you all. Goodbye. I like the fact we ended on Be Cute, Do Crimes. What a message.